Doug Lehman, breaking it down in layman's terms. Today I've got a special guest. We've got the founder of the Institute for Excellence in Sales, a real game changer. He inspires sales leaders to attain, motivate, and a whole lot more. And he's also a man of the media. He's got an award-winning podcast called Sales Game Changers. From the DC area, Fred Diamond. Fred, welcome.
Doug, good to see you, my friend. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you for spending some time with us. As we mentioned in the intro, you're a real game changer out there. But the Institute for Excellence in Sales, membership driven, and a whole lot more. How did a man like you, a consultant in marketing and sales, how did you form that? And what was the overall meaning for that, the ideal member for that?
Absolutely. Well, the real brief history is this. I've worked at companies like Apple Computer and Compaq Computer in corporate and product marketing related roles. I became an outsourced chief marketing officer in 2002, a consultant, product marketing, those kinds of things. Along the way, Microsoft and Oracle became my biggest clients. I was getting hired because companies were struggling with their sales, and one way they were looking to solve it was with more effective marketing. So I needed to be in the room with more sales leaders, to be honest with you, to get clients. Long story short, the Institute for Excellence in Sales exceeded my expectations, and I started running it full time a couple of years ago. We created the Sales Game Changers podcast along the way, which has helped give us some global reach. And like you mentioned, our mission is to help sales leaders acquire, retain, motivate, and elevate top tier talent. We've been very fortunate, Doug, in that we've gotten some great world-class members like Salesforce and Oracle and Tableau software, Cvent software, Dell Technologies. Some of the greatest companies in the world have become members and participants in a lot of our programs.
One thing about what you mentioned, and it's kind of like the core principles. So I've obviously listened to your podcast, and you always bring the mantra home as we're trying to attain, motivate, and elevate, and retaining clients and getting members to the Institute. We were smack dab of a major change in the spring of last year, 2020. And with your Institute, your reach, with your podcast, with your webcasts, how is that impact? Does that streamline things for you, or has it been kind of a wait and see thing?
So when you say major event, were you referring to the pandemic of 2020?
Absolutely, Fred. I'm putting it out there.
Yeah, that was big. We've experienced that. Long story short, it was quite interesting to us. We were doing a lot of live in-person events. The DC region, Washington, DC, Northern Virginia, Maryland, it's the fifth largest metropolitan statistical area in the country. So it's actually quite large. Because of the government, there's a tremendous amount of great companies that are here, have operations here. So we were doing a lot of live events. March 15 happens. We did a live event. We had about 180 people at a hotel in Northern Virginia, and we quickly shifted to doing webinars. In the very beginning, as you may recall, everybody was trying to be of service to their customers. So we just said, I had as a marketing consultant, I had a license to go to webinar. So I checked and it worked. My login still worked. I was still paying for it. So we quickly shifted into doing webinars. Now, Doug, we're doing a webinar a day, including one that we're going to be starting in January, which is coming up. It's next week with the Sales Experts channel. And we're very, very excited for that. But we've made the shift. We've actually doubled down on our Sales Game Changers podcast. And we've had close to 15,000 people since March register for one of our daily webinars.
Well, speaking of doubling down, I mean, obviously you're quadrupling down with your podcast, because you got Sales Game Changers, you got Sales Game Changers Live, you've got niche orient, podcasts, you've got other hosts, obviously women in sales, creativity, the optimal. I've done my homework. You keep adding more and more elements to it. And the production's very key for what you're doing. You're spreading the word. And obviously the work you're doing with the Sales Experts channel goes without saying. I'm going to let you have the second to last word, Fred. Anything else that you would like to add to our audience right now?
Well, you know what? Here's the thing. 2020 obviously was a different year for almost everybody. But if you're watching this, if you're watching me and Doug speak right now, you're a sales professional who has some degree of commitment to your success. And I say continue to invest. We serve sales leaders and their teams at some of the greatest companies. Continue to find ways to invest in your career. The great sales professionals out there, they just don't wake up and they're great. It's been a 15, 20-year journey. It's been reading. It's been attending webinars. It's been watching programs from the Sales Experts channel. Doug, I appreciate this opportunity. I appreciate everything that Deb Calvert has done as well with the Sales Experts channel. and we're very, very fortunate to be able to participate.
Well, we're very fortunate to have you part of the sales community and what you're doing with podcasting, what you're doing with your institute. You're a true sales leader, and dare I say, a game changer, inspiring others to elevate their own sales process. I want to thank Fred Diamond, but more importantly, I want to thank you out there for social watching in layman's terms.